Is it time for a Naruto discussion video? Why yes, it is time for another Naruto discussion. The guru of Squad 00, the assassin like no other, is here to present a discussion upon whom? Uchiha Itachi. Yes, Itachi, one of the most loved and respected characters in the Naruto world, both by the characters within the world, within the realm of Naruto, as well as Naruto the story, that is, as well as the fandom of Naruto, the series, both the anime and manga. So what could I possibly have a problem with in regards to Itachi, who, by the way, is a genius and is one of the better developed shinobi as a character, ninja, if you will. It is clear and simple my issue with Uchiha Itachi, and it should be clear and simple what your issue with Uchiha Itachi is, unless of course you're a fanboy. Now, am I saying that everyone should adopt my position? Of course not. That would be asinine, completely ludicrous. Of course it would be arrogant as hell. But what I'm saying is to consider, evaluate, reevaluate the words, the ideas, the ideology that I will present to you. Now, I've talked on this in the last few weeks or so about this subject with individuals. I've had a good old debate, literally a solid debate, one of the best debates I've had in the anime and manga community ever. Okay, and most people come to understand my position because it's one of the least controversial. Because you cannot deny the facts of the matter, and the facts of the matter, without further ado, is clearly on his involvement. His direct involvement in the reasons behind his involvement of the Uchiha massacre. Now, you cannot deny in the Naruto world that the Uchiha massacre occurred. You cannot deny Itachi's in not just involvement, but his direct assault upon his own clan, mind you, the Uchiha clan. Now, as a historical precedent, understand something. I realized that in the American Civil War, there was sometimes you had what is called brothers against brothers, cousins against cousins, where you had individuals choosing between the state, or their state, and the Union, the federal government, where you had people fighting on two sides of the war, both for the Union, the United States, and a Confederacy, the South. Okay? And the North versus South. For example, Robert E. Lee was asked, and you will understand why this is prevalent to this very discussion. Robert E. Lee was asked by the president at the time, Abraham Lincoln, to join and be a general for the United States Army. And if he would have done so, the war would have been far quicker. It would have been over far quicker with far less deaths. But at the same time, because the Confederacy had a bunch of I wouldn't say geniuses, but very skilled and very knowledgeable generals. I wouldn't say at disposable, but at their use. And Robert E. Lee clearly stated, I will go with whatever the state of Virginia does. Because a bunch of his family, his home folk, that's where he lived. That's his home state. And of course, Virginia sided with the Confederacy, and he chose that. Itachi didn't do that. Itachi chose to go with the village of Konoha, and not his own people. Now, the argument I've heard most common in defense of Itachi is that, oh, this would have happened anyway. The Uchiha clan would have been massacred anyway if they would have a civil uprising, a civil war would have exploded, and a whole bunch of people would have been involved. Well, last I checked in the history of the Naruto world, didn't the village of Konoha become threatened time and time again? The last time I checked in the history of Naruto, the Uchiha clan wasn't totally in the wrong. Who was in the right? Because the last I checked, Tobirama, who some call the best Hokage, I don't believe there was a best Hokage, Tobirama set up a system, this is irrefutable now, he set up a system of segregation that led to this, led to the emotions, the emotional clan that was the Uchiha having a reason to be incited, enraged, and whatnot, who wanted to do a coup. Now you can say, but the Uchiha were given a position of authority and power. They were segregated, and as appeasement, they were given to be the police. You can say, well, they were corrupt. Look, man, this is like saying, this is the whole concept, excuse the language, but the whole concept of a house nigger. Okay? The house nigger, for those who are not aware of the term, is where most of the slaves were on the plantation, the field workers, and, they were doing what they do, day in and day out, beating and whatever, forced to do. The house niggers, or the house negro, was the ones in the house, generally lighter skinned. I wouldn't be included, most likely. Generally lighter skinned at the time. And, of course, this is an American terminology. And the person, they were treated a bit better and sometimes educated and given this position. Okay? To more of an appeasement, so there wouldn't be, craziness. Okay? And, of course, you had to have your servants as well. This is a concept that has happened time and time, even to this day. Oh, but you got this. Nah, bro. It's the concept of we give a little bit, we give some crumbs to them. Okay? And so that they don't rise up. We appease them. They become complacent. Okay? Lazy. They don't want to strive for more. I talked about in a video why the Black Revolution never happened in a concise version. Okay? And this is the kind of concept I presented even then. In the same sense, that's the system that was set up, and more or less. The Uchihas, we're going to give you a little bit of something to shut y'all up. The Uchihas were not satisfied, because it's generational kind of thing. Okay? When you look at it, consider also the Uchihas were one of the founding clans of Konoha. Mind you that. You also had the Senju clan pretty much ruled Konoha. This is irrefutable because when you look at pretty much all the Hokages, except I believe Sarutobi, Hiruzen and Sarutobi, the rest were Senju, correct? Okay, you had, but you did have Minato Namikaze Minato. He was not Senju, but he was married to an Uzumaki who was a distant cousin, who's a cousin more or less of the Senju. And who was also under Jiraiya and under, he was pretty much a protege and student to be promoted to Hokage. Or no, did he teach Jiraiya? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. But regardless, he was in good with him. So either you were direct bloodline or you were in good with the Senju. Now you had the Hyuga clan, you have the other clans. But no. It's the Senju. It's the Senju village. Let's be real. It's the Senju village. Now, and then there's this whole discussion about the democracy, which I have not seen. I've not seen it. But regardless. Democratically elect Hokage, I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it. No. When you also look at the situation with Itachi, he had options. He had alternatives, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, why go against your family, your clan? But my main problem in starting this whole thing off with Uchiha Itachi is, if you're going to do something this heinous, something this, overt, why would you not kill all? You even kill your mother and father, but you leave your little brother alive. You can say, oh, but he loved his little... Look, man, you kill all or nothing. You can say, well, he wanted somebody to kill him. You're leaving seeds of hatred. You're not eradicating seeds of hatred. You're planting seeds of hatred. Is this not logical? So that's my number one issue. You're making the situation worse. Because now you're kicking the ball down the line, which has always been done in Konoha's history. Okay? The Leaf Village's history. You also look at the situation. Why would you not ride and die with your fam, your clan? Why not talk to them? And if they were like this, why not have the different clans come down and sit together? Hash it out. Why not confront the issues instead of glazing over them? You felt pressure by Danzo? Why not take out the leader? If you cannot have a diplomatic, talk to Hyuga clan, talk to Rock Lee, talk to these different clans. And if they don't listen, then you know what? Screw them, ride with your clan. Maybe the village needs to be taken out. Maybe it needs some new leadership if it's that corrupt. If nobody wants to listen, maybe it needs to have a war go on. And I'm not promoting war. I'm just saying if it's that volatile. And plus, if you do this assassination, what about the future? You think the problem that existed then is just going to somehow go away? We're just going to sweep this on the rug? We're going to be on some genocidal situation? Excuse me? And how is that even moral? Even in the shinobi world, there's got to be some kind of rules, dog. Assassinate an entire clan? Eradicate an entire clan? Are you serious? Even getting that request should make you contemplate, ponder, think about the situation at hand. Wait. Pause for the call. You're saying the village, the greater good of the village? What does that even mean? When the greater good wants you to eradicate an entire clan, let alone your clan, what it really says about the value of human life? What it really says about the value of its people? What it really says when it's not willing to negotiate, to bring diplomacy to the table. You could say, well, they're shinobi assassins. Cool. They're assassins. Take out some leaders, fine. But when you want to start talking some genocidal situation, entire bloodlines cut off, now we're getting into the real nitty gritty that's got to question you as a moral character. People want to promote this character as moral. I don't understand how. Oh, he has regrets. He better damn well have regrets, excuse me. Really? Complex. And then you wonder why Sasuke has problems. Now I don't agree with all the problems of Sasuke. You wonder why. You want to talk about this psycho hatred? This is the kind of stuff that amps it up. And plus, what is this the example to the rest of the clans? If we don't play by your rules, we're screwed. We're next. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to build a culture that you want. A society that is about freedom. That definitely doesn't promote a dictatorship or a totalitarian state. No. God forbid that we give the Hokages demigod-like, authority. Absolute monarchs. Democracy. What kind of democracy is that? And I don't even say I necessarily agree with democracy. What kind of leader asks you to do that? In a peacetime situation? How did this person even get put in a position of leadership that would ask someone to do this? This bears a lot of questions. And the fact that you follow like this, that's not good. That does not look good on your person. Now, there's going to be some individuals that disagree with me, but come with logic, reason, facts, and evidence as to why you disagree with my position on Itachi on this matter. Because you realize that I clearly stated on the outset, great character. But this is a major flaw. It is an undeniable, irrefutable flaw in his character, in his characterization. For the village. But what does that really mean, Itachi? What does that really mean when you are willing to kill your own? Where is the loyalty to your own? Why not talk to the leaders of you? And if they will not listen, let it be. Prevention of what? Who is really innocent? These are the questions. There's some deep questions that need to be considered. Do not accept things at superficial value, at face value. Even Kishimoto, I guarantee he put this in his story because we should have not accepted that kind of behavior. If Naruto's really after peace, what does Naruto really know of the history, the dark history of Konoha? Does he know at all? Peace, peace, they say. But this is the kind of things that led to your peaceful state? That led to your peaceful nation? that led to a peaceful alliance? Oh no, oh, on that alliance, matter of fact. People say this is good. The only reason your alliance is here together is because you have a massive common threat. It was, kind of sort of Obito, but then, the masked man Toby. But of course it was Madara, and now it's switched to Kaguya. Sorry if you're not caught up with the manga, but regardless. They're aligned together. What happens after this war? Oh, we love Naruto for now. If you know, for example, in scripture, the book of Judges, the people followed the leader. The judge, they were righteous and godly and all that. But after that leader died, after that judge died, the people did which was right in their own eyes. How is the cycle of hatred, as it's been named, so-called, how is that going to end? How is events like the Uchiha Massacre not going to erupt again? I didn't just say occur again, but erupt again. It's the shinobi world. And even before, even in the history, if you go by the mythological, so-called legendary history, which I don't entirely accept, or most of it, almost all of it I do not accept, with Kaguya, Hagoromo, Hamura, and a lot of things, how it was recorded. There was a war beforehand. So, what does that even mean for the future? Take a lot of these things, or all of these things, into consideration, and really think, really consider what Kishimoto's really talking about. Unexpected Wonder, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on the subject. What are your thoughts on Itachi and this whole situation, and on the bigger picture, and on its relation to the story of Naruto as a whole? Alright, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace. And by the way, I think this is one of the actual best concepts presented in the story of Naruto. So well done, Kishimoto, in that regard. Biggest critic of Naruto, but I gotta be fair, y'all. Gotta be fair. Very much complex.